We did not make any finds overnight. We did have continuous coverage with both the cutters, Blue Shark and Osprey. The search continues. We have a C-27 aircraft, the one that's out of Sacramento. It's up flying right now. It will be up most of the morning. The 865 helicopter, the orange ones out of Port Angeles, will be on scene shortly. They're leaving now. And then we will have some more persistent coverage of search assets through the mid-morning. That's how far we've planned, and we're working on past mid-morning.
And what's the benefits of using, I mean, obviously you're on the water, but what are the benefits of using aircraft as well?
Yeah, so the benefits of aircraft, we get kind of two things. They get a little bit better vantage point with eyeballs, but they also have a different sensor package on board. Today, it cleared up. It's a beautiful, almost ideal search condition day is what we call in the Coast Guard. So we'll be able to see a lot more than we did yesterday. We're not fighting daylight. So we should be able to, see if there's any sheening, see if there's things in shallower water, and we're definitely gonna make sure that we're scouring the beaches and making sure that we're finding everything that needs to be found.
It seems like search efforts are concentrated south.
And the fireboat that was on scene gave us a great last known position of where the aircraft went in, as well as some of the information that we were able to get from sensors from our partner agencies to go there. But we also have a computer drift solution software that we use that takes that information, drifts it over time, so that we can not only search where the aircraft originally entered the water, but also where it would have drifted since it did enter the water or during distress time.
Do you know about how large of an area is currently being searched?
I believe, I don't, but I can get that for you. I can give you I can get that.
And is there any identifying information you can share about the aircraft or the people on board at this point?
I can give you information. I don't have that on me right this second, but I can grab that for you. Yeah, I definitely can do that. The other thing that we're doing this morning is a family update. We did 2 family updates with folks from the next of kin of the members of the folks that were on the aircraft. We did 2 meetings last night, and then we have another meeting planned this morning to give them an update and let them, it's kind of a forum when we let them ask questions, and we give them all the facts of all the cases, and the aircraft company, as well as partner agencies and ourselves and the NTSB will be involved in those conversations this morning.
What else can you tell us about the circumstances under which the plane crashed?
We don't have any new information about the circumstances, just the information that we have on the first-hand information that's been promulgated out on social media. Most of the information that we have that's on social media is basically the same information that we have from official channels. So I was on a trip from Friday Harbor down to Renton. This was in their direct flight plan, and at some point right in this area, they took a steep dive into the water.
Is there anything you can say about the prognosis of missing passengers this far into a search?
So we do have, there's a lot of factors that go into that. Water temperature is only one of them. Obviously, like gross impact and injuries also play into that. But there's also a huge factor called will to live. So if people really are out there and they're alive and they want to live, that's a huge factor. You see people like down in Florida for 10 or 12 days, or you watch movies where they go all the way across the Pacific. That's a real thing. And the reason we're out searching is because we're searching for survivors at this point. We generally assist in recovery operations, but at this moment the Coast Guard is in full search and rescue mode to find survivors.
Is there anything else people should know that we didn't ask?
I'm trying to think. No, there'll be a very robust Coast Guard presence today. We are working with our other government agencies and locals to assist in the search today. There is some early word that there might be some dive operations to potentially try to locate some of the debris or wreckage to try to give us a little bit better information to validate our search software information. That'll help us make sure that the information that we have in our software is validated so we can make sure we're searching the right areas.
So this is a rescue, not a recovery mission?
We are currently in search and rescue mode. I know that there has been a lot of terms thrown out, especially on social media and different commenting sites, but the United States Coast Guard operation is in search and rescue mode, and we are currently looking for survivors from the distress case where the plane went into the water.
I'm sorry to ask this again, but just because it had been reported as a recovery yesterday, just to make things clear, these 9 individuals are not presumed to be dead at this point.
We search for people that we think have the ability to survive to the point where we're at. When we get to a point where we take a very calculated, professional, very in-depth, heart-sinking look at what our search efforts are going to do. And when that starts looking like it's not going to be as successful as we move on, that's when we start to think about the potential for suspension. But at this point, we have searches planned through the morning, and we have not decided or discussed suspending the case at this time.
And you mentioned today is kind of a perfect search day. Was that not the case yesterday?
No, I mean, yesterday, from the incident time to about twilight, it was fairly nice. The weather did pick up last night. It got windy. The dock over here was rocking and rolling. It was basically wind waves, which makes it a little bit more difficult to search on the water at night, especially with our surface assets. But now that we have not only daylight, but beautiful daylight, high ceilings, almost no wind, and calm seas, all of those factors exponentially increase the ability for us to relocate survivors.
Last question from me. What debris was recovered?
There's been very little debris. There was 2 pieces of metal that were unidentifiable. There was a seat from the aircraft, one piece of like a book that had the tail number, and then several life jackets that were buttoned up, and then a couple of small personal effects, but it was very little wreckage that was actually found. There is a possibility today, based on the weather that we had last night and the wind pushing stuff on shore, that there might be additional debris or information or clues that might show up on the beaches around. And we want to make sure that people that are finding things let either the Coast Guard know or just call 911 and let them know that they've found any kind of debris, even if they don't know if it's from this distress case or not, because all of those clues are very important for us to continue searching, and then it will be very important for the investigation that the NTSB and the FAA and the Coast Guard will be conducting subsequently.
What other agencies are out helping with search and rescue today?
Right now, we have the potential for the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife is going to do some dive operations. The Island County Sheriff's Department will be assisting in some evidence preservation and chain of custody, as well as the Coast Guard at this point. We're still working with other local agencies. It's actually been a very busy weekend, and it's a busy holiday weekend, so we're trying to balance that all out. But we have surged as much Coast Guard as we possibly can here, and we're actually looking at potentially trying to surge 3 or 4 more units up to this area today if possible.